Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is David Shinoff. In case you need a recap, I need to play 54 holes before August, which sounds like a very easy task, but as you can see, I'm walking to the golf course. Golfing here in New York City is not easy, but we got 9 holes at Skyway Golf Course. Hopefully they have room for a single. If not, I'm just gonna be practicing. It just rained. It's Masters Sunday. The odds of this being completely filled up, feel like we should be able to get a spot. Well, unfortunately we didn't. So instead, we're going to do a little story time here as I work on a little bit of up and downs and short game practice because, like we've talked about, getting out on the golf course in New York, New Jersey area is not always easy. There's a lot of people around. Even on the putting green today, there were a lot of people just chipping, putting, prepping for their round. And you kind of wait for a spot. Like you let the starter know, hey, I want to try and get out as a single. If they can get you on, they get you on. Ooh, look at that putt. Nice little 15-footer up the hill sliding left. But instead, what you can do then is practice. And it's one of the things I don't often get to do. It's typically only a byproduct of me not getting to play. And one of my favorite practices that I do is simply one ball, get up and down. If you can get up and down at least 50% of the time or more, putting yourself in like weird situations, weird lies, then you're going to be more prepared on the course. It forces you to get creative and just adopt to these situations that are going to occur. It's not like there's a driving range around here that I can work on my full swing. And even then, I kind of get bored on the driving range. I prefer practice like this. It's more of a game. Little uphill bender. I don't remember. Do I make this? No, I left it short. Dead middle of the cup. Couldn't get it there. That's the difference between a par and a bogey out on the course. And that could really change your momentum. I mean, if that's a par 5, that's a birdie or par putt. Now, you notice a lot of these I'm putting in the fairway, but the lies are kind of sloped a little bit. I don't like chopping up the rough all that much. Plus, I need more work on these short lies and these tight lies than anything else because I feel like from the rough, I have more confidence to get under the ball. That was well placed on my part. But it's something even going back to high school golf that I would practice a lot. One of the things I do miss about where I grew up was that I had a car at 16. I could just drive 5 minutes away from her. Oh, really? Short side? Wow. I had a car that I could drive 5 minutes away from my house and just get to a short game range and practice. And granted, I didn't have any money at the time, so I could never really go out and play 9 holes. But I would go out and do the same thing. I'd start with a few putts, hit 2 or 3 balls to the same hole, then pick a few different spots in the distance, work on my lag putting a little bit, and then work on short game and then combine the two. And it was always like a good way to prep these because when I go into high school matches or even in college matches where my short game's a little bit off or like you just need a little bit of confidence, that was a nice putt right in the back of the cup. Weird lie on this one. A little bit downhill, ball's running away. You can't see behind it. There's a pretty big false front. But if you go past the pin at all, it just slopes 5 or 6 feet away. The next shot after this one, or like the next spot, will be very telling of that. I mean, I landed this just barely on the green and look how far it rolls out. These things were rolling quick, not even just from the wind. But yeah, I would work on short game a lot, and it helped me in rounds because I've never been the best ball striker from my iron point of view. My contact has never been great. I've never been able to really get the lessons to fix that. And I've thought about like slowing down my backswing a little bit, as you see some people do. But the one thing that I always take pride in myself is like even on days where I'm get out of the way, you idiot. On the days where I'm having bad iron play, or things just aren't seeming to go my way, I can at least get up and down, or at least put myself in a position that I can get up and down and have confidence with the putter that, even if I miss 1 or 2 of them early on, I'm probably going to hit it later at some point. Like you will get hot and you will get there. So it's just a matter of getting near the green and then I'm fine. So this is the one that I was referencing. Downhill lie. You can kind of get an idea with how bent my knees are. Like my right leg is fully straight. My left leg is pretty bent like that. It's downhill and it slopes right. I mean, watch this. Almost made it, but rolls out so far right. And then it gets even worse. Hang on. Wait. Nice stroke. Up the hill. It's a little bit slower. Nope. And come back. Yup. And you just look at it like, what the hell? But yeah, so practicing for golf, like I know some people spend a lot of time on the short game range and putting green and a lot of time on the driving range as well to like really work on things. And maybe I should do more of that. But when you don't have time and you have more fun out on the golf course, like, I don't know, I'd rather be there. Like, I'd rather be there than doing this at the end of the day. But I'm also not going to complain because I do need to get the practice, especially come tournament rounds. Moments like this are going to be pretty big where you don't know what positions you're going to get into. Your nerves kind of trip you up a little bit, and you are going to find yourself in some weird spots. And I'm assuming the greens at that tournament that we're going to be playing are going to be pretty quick. And these greens were rolling fast, even though they were aerated. But I guess my question to you all will be this. What's your practice routine for golf? Do you practice? Like, what are the things that you do to try and work on something? Like, say you're trying to go from like a 10 handicap to a 5 or 20 to 10 or 30 to 25, whatever it might be. What is the thing you want to work on? Do you spend a lot of time practicing any individual thing? I feel like for me to get to be a scratch golfer, the biggest thing that I'm going to need to work on is my irons. But it's not like I have the capacity right now to work on that. My short game and putting is probably going to be the thing that keeps me closest to even par and allows me to be even within the ballpark of shooting that, because I'm never going to be able to hit drivers or irons or like just hit full shots consistently enough to be able to rely on that being like the way that I improve. Right over to Sprinkler Head too. Played it a little bit further out, and what do you know? Doesn't go. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, it did. It went all the way. But the other thing that I think I really need to work on is my distance on my driver. Like, I don't swing hard enough at the ball. It's one of the reasons why, like, I fully trust my short game and putting, because my dad always told me growing up, like, hey, don't kill it. Just make sure you hit it with good speed, good tempo, and have a nice buttery swing. And I always get compliments from people that are like, oh, your swing looks really nice. The tempo's really good. It's like, yeah, but then, you know, I only drive the ball 245, 250. And it's like, well, that's not great, because at some point you're going to get overpowered, especially as like my short game and putting gets good. Like, great, I can get up and down from spots. But when you have to get up and down because you can't get an iron on the green from, 190 yards, like, and I'm hitting the 3 hybrid, at some point that comes back to bite you in the butt. And bam, finally made this. Last up and down, little short game here. In total, this whole practice session took about, I'd say 45 minutes. I waited to see if I could get a spot on the course, and it unfortunately didn't work out. But I was really proud of how this one ended. Nice spin control, rolled out a little bit, just past the hole. Good contact and easy tap in putt. But that's going to be it for this one. Hope y'all enjoyed the story time. I got so many more stories to tell and just random tangents I can kind of go on. I mean, this whole thing was done in one take, so we'll get there. So yeah, unfortunately no golf today. The course is a little too packed, which I figured. And it's not always easy to make a tee time. I really need to change my New York license to New Jersey so I can have the resident reservations here. But given that's the only public golf course in walkable distance without spending like 6 hours of my day to get up to the Bronx, practice session's not bad. And hopefully the story time videos start turning out good, because that's probably going to be the majority of the golf content on this channel for a bit. But hey, there's always things to talk about in golf and life and everything else going on while working to improve and try and fix a few things, especially as I go to start teaching golf next Sunday again. So yeah, that's where we're at. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next video. Adios.